I can't believe this one at all. I really can't believe it at all. I thought I was nearly done with my E3 videos. I was, finished my Nintendo one today, and I was just going to do a little one for tomorrow. And I thought, I'm done. That'll be it. Had my fun. It was good. And then I'm in the park. It's a beautiful night here in Vancouver. I'm having dinner with my wife, and I'm having a bit of downtime. I'm talking about E3 and how amazing it was. And then I check my phone, and I get a text from my friend, Chris Tang, the Sega World Champion. And he's like, did you hear the news? And I'm like, what's he talking about? What's going on? What news now? There's always some news at E3. And I'm like, what news? And he's like, there's a TurboGrafx Mini. And I'm like, oh, get out. It's got to be some hoax. It's got to be some hoax. It can't be real. Where it seems I did look into this. I went to their official site. I saw their YouTube video on it. I won't show any of the YouTube footage because it's Konami. And I just don't trust them for flagging videos or doing anything funky or strange. So I will put a link down below to the YouTube video and to the website, to their website, so you can check this out yourself. This is crazy. So it seems, and there's a bit of a backlash, I gotta explain this as well, that I guess Konami was doing like a press conference, and they said, wait, we have a big announcement. So everybody's expecting a big announcement, right? And then all of a sudden, they show the trailer showing a TurboGrafx Mini. Now, for a lot of you out there who do not know, the TurboGrafx was an old machine back in the day. This is what it looked like. I was just dying to bring mine out, trust me. Here's mine with the CD attachment on it. It's just this unit here that they're showing, a smaller unit. And it's something that I did not ever think would get a mini console. And the reason why is because it's such a niche thing, really. And it was a niche thing back 30 years ago. And honestly, I think it's a niche thing now. I don't know who they think their audience is. I am definitely their audience. But I think a lot of people are like, what is the TurboGrafx? It's a machine that could play credit card sized games back in the day, and it had a CD-ROM attachment. And I loved it. This was the game that I played when I was younger. The machine that I played when I was younger, all the games. I thought it was amazing. Now, so they announced this, and there was a backlash because everybody was expecting a huge game announcement. And it was just the TurboGrafx Mini. And so there was people, if you check out the YouTube video, people are upset. It's really wild. And I guess the expectations were building up about something else. And I think it's also that there's a bit of bad blood with Konami in the past, and in the last few years, the last 4 years, with what happened with Kojima and all that business. But I think people still haven't forgotten. And so I did know that Konami had bought all of the TurboGrafx library. I heard that a while ago, but I thought, oh, maybe they'll release it on a virtual console somewhere. I didn't think they were going to release a physical Mini. There's no release date as of yet. On the website, they just showed that, the console itself. They announced the first bunch of games. It's Easebooks 1 and 2. Great RPG. Honestly, can't grumble there. Ninja Spirit. One of my favorite action ninja games from back in the day. It's it's a really good game. Made into my TurboGrafx top 10 list. It deserves to be there. Alien Crush, a pinball game. That's a classic. It's a classic. New Adventure Island, good platforming game. Let me have a look here if there's anything I'm missing. R-Type, great side view shoot 'em up. It's phenomenal. That's a great old classic arcade game. Ported to the TurboGrafx back in the day. Good stuff. And the last game is a favorite of mine, and that is Dungeon Explorer. And you can play it with your friends with a multi-tap. You can get like 4 of you on the screen at one time. Let me tell you, nearly 30 years ago, that was a big deal. I was like, holy cow. It's kind of an overhead, kind of a dungeon crawling game like Gauntlet. There we go. So those are the games he announced. What do I think? First of all, before I get into that, what do you guys think? Are you guys excited? Are you mad at Konami? Was this a build-up and you're like, what the hell is this? You're upset about it. I'm just going to say this, that because it is a childhood favorite, for anybody who's ever, been following me for a while on YouTube, for 11 years I've been doing this show, and I was the first person to ever come onto YouTube and talk about the TurboGrafx. In the very early days, nobody even talked about it. Nobody knew. It's not that they didn't know what it was, but nobody was talking about it online. And I felt a great commitment to come and do that because I really enjoyed the machine and I really enjoyed a lot of the games. So, I like the announcement. I'd like to find out more games. The controller is going to be the normal size, obviously, from the old days. The machine is a smaller size, even though the machine still looks like it's the same size in the photo of the guy holding it. I'm sure that's just a mock-up right now. Hopefully the backlash isn't too much for Konami that they get scared and don't release it. It seems they're releasing the Japanese version of it, which is the PC Engine as well. That'll be for the Japanese market, I'm sure, with different games. Obviously with HDMI and a lot of different ways to display the games, you know, so for all of us that are very fickle with that, we'll be able to find ways, you know, hopefully, that will suit each and every one of our playstyles and look and aesthetics that we want to see in the old systems displaying on a high-definition TV. I honestly, I'm sitting there in this beautiful park, I'm looking up at the sky, and then I get the phone call, and I'm like, what are you talking about? A TurboGrafx Mini. Of all things at this E3 I was expecting, that was the last thing I was expecting. It's ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. Man, even Kanye West wanted to call his album TurboGrafx. Do you remember that from a few years ago? That was a real deal. That was a real thing. I made a video on that. You can search for that. Just type Kanye West TurboGrafx. I think I'll show up somewhere in there, but I don't know. I understand why people are upset. They were expecting something else. They're still mad at Konami. I'm telling you this, I'm still not completely cool with Konami after all this Kojima stuff. I mean, that left a bitter taste in my mouth, and it's still not being cleared up. I feel like Konami needs to do a few more, kind of make it up to the fans still a little bit more with some games and stuff like that. And I'm happy with the announcement of a TurboGrafx Mini. I don't know what it's going to sell like. It's probably going to sell terribly. I can't see it selling well. I think a lot of people will be like, what the hell is this? 30 years ago, nobody knew what it was. 30 years ago, nobody knew what it was. So I had friends of mine down the street who have a Genesis. I had a Genesis as well. And they'd come over and they're like, what is that machine you have? I'm like, dude, it's a TurboGrafx. They're like, what's that? Yeah, that's what happens when you sell your machine pretty much through Radio Shack. Not many people got a chance to play it, but those who did really liked it. I can't stress that enough. There's a lot of us out there that are TurboGrafx fans. I can speak for a few of us. Me and Joe from GameSack are definitely TurboGrafx fans. And I know a lot of other, people out there, like Chris Tang is a huge TurboGrafx fan. And I don't know what's going to happen going forward. Will it be embraced? Will it be embraced? I'm going to wait for more game announcements. I want to see what all the displays are on it and, how it's going to look and all of that kind of stuff. And it even says that you can get a multi-tap so you can play Dungeon Explorer. Crazy stuff, man. It's crazy. So I'm out. As I say, every time I get out, they pull me back in. But I'm out. So anyways, guys, until next time.